Hey everybody, today we're going to be building a little stone watchtower right here on this space that I've got marked out. And it's just going to be stone and stone brick most likely with an oak floor, real simple and clean. So let's get on that. All right, we've got that all cleared out. The next thing I'm going to do is lay the floor. I kind of have the idea to build this a little bit from the inside out. So instead of doing the stone wall around the sides and then going up and then trying to come in and do the floor and stuff, I want to do the floor, get the stairs situated, and then I'm thinking maybe two, maybe three tall. I don't know. What do you guys think? Has anyone ever done just like a little outpost watchtower thing before? How tall did you make it? Did you go square or circle? Just curious to know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and we'll do just a little time lapse for that. How about that? All right, now if my math is correct, that block should be right in the middle of this. And we're gonna do... I really like the idea of a gate made out of fences. And so I'm just gonna kind of mark that out real quick. There, there. And it probably needs to be at least 3 tall. Yeah, maybe even 4 tall. We'll just be lazy and go over here then. Okay. So 4 tall gate. And this is not the final for how I want this to look as the gate. Maybe kind of like that. Maybe kind of like that. And then put some stone in here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think because it's just going to be a watchtower, like a little outpost, and not a full-sized castle, I think that's fine. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, we'll go with that, and I'll keep building. All right, I've got the first floor walls are up. Second floor is up. A little bit of that kind of like, you know, thin wall that you kind of imagine when you look around the top of a castle keep type thing. So let's see what this looks like. Pumpkins. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that trim. I like that top. That looks nice. Of course, I'm going to come through and I'm gonna texture this. I've got designs and stuff for this. This isn't going to say flat stone, but kind of looking at this up around the top. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like it. I am just about out of stone, so I need to go collect some more stone, and then I'm going to get started on the actual like tower portion of the watchtower. See you in a little bit. All right, let's see here. I think that needs to go in and at least go another chunk taller. And I also have rethought this top border, and I want to do some upside down stairs and move that wall out, but I can take care of that. I want that to be taller. That doesn't strike me as a watchtower quite yet. It strikes me as two-story building on top of the keep, like a really tall office. So it needs to go up. It's going to go up. All right, let me get on that. All right, I've got it all together here. Well, just this side. You know, it's getting late. I need to get this edited and out, so I didn't do the sides quite yet, but I'll get those taken care of. And I really, really like it. It's not my favorite thing. I've made other builds that I like more, and I have no idea. Ooh, stone. I have no idea what I'm going to do in here. So if you have any ideas for things that could go in here, put them in the comments. I would love some ideas, because I have none. But I did this little staircase over here. Got some more walls. I imagine this being kind of like an office for like the captain maybe, or maybe a storage room. I don't know. And then this in here is the actual watchtower portion, right? And it's, you know, absolutely fully furnished on the inside and completely done. Of course. I put in an electro hole right there. In an old season of Hermitcraft, I think, Grian figures out that you can fly through that. And so I've always liked how it's kind of a little bit offset. Yeah, I might have snuck back to the base and picked up andesite just for another color, a little more variation in the pattern. Just, you know, give it a little more life, make it a little more interesting. Yeah. And I don't really know what to put in here either. I mean, ideally it would probably have multiple floors, right? And then a top floor where archers could be up there and they could, you know, shoot their arrows, pew 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 pew, right? And then this, you know, they can come up here, they can stand up here and, oh, a cow, bam, you know, pew pew pew, right? Whatever. But beyond that, I just kind of wanted to build a castle. Sometimes I think for me personally, I get a little too in my head. I should put stairs on the bottom of that. And I have to make a build that does something. It has to cover a farm, or it has to be a base, or it has to, you know, maybe it covers a hole that's going to be a water elevator down to a trial chamber or something. And there's nothing wrong with those builds. I needed to do something that was just to be done. Like this was just here to exist. Maybe I'll do that. You know? It doesn't look so bad. I don't have any of this other wall, but maybe we'll just add a little more. Maybe I'll just decorate this and let it be and break it into rooms, and you know, this needs to not be grass, and the road needs to come through. The base is over there, and then the village is down there. You know, maybe I'll come through and just kind of decorate little pieces as I go and just kind of let it be. Let it exist as it is. Who knows? If you have ideas, though, in the comments, anything that you think would look interesting or good inside. I wanted to keep the block palette simple with just like oak and stone. And of course, you know, snuck in a little andesite because it just looks good. But if you know of like, oh, you should put a big brewing stand inside, or you should put a big... You can live in here. This can all be for you. You can have it all. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Let me put a bed in here for you. I'll put a bed in here for you. Let's give this guy a bed. Mm-hmm. There you go. I'll put your bed over here in the corner. That way, hopefully, you don't get snuck up on by zombies to this gate. Yeah, so I'm going to finish this. And then I think I know what I'm going to do next episode already. And it's going to be more technical. But, hey, get back in there. He's just going for a walk to see his friends. This is my little keep/watchtower. I'm really enjoying it. Thanks for hanging out. If you're liking the content, like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Talk to you later.